Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, in Kenya, Raila Odinga had announced that 20th of this month is going to be a public holiday. While in South Africa, the EFF party leader Julius Malema had announced that 20th is going to be a national shutdown. Now, all of these two orders came to pass. Indeed, in Kenya, it was a holiday. No one was working. And in South Africa, it was a total shutdown. But then, I have been trying to do a comparison between the demonstration that was happening in South Africa versus what we experienced here in Kenya. Total different. And this one has just ashamed the Kenyan government and the kind of democracy. Maybe we have been saying that we have democracy and there. No. If you try to compare the two, it's like day and night. And just imagine here in Kenya, Raila Odinga was complaining how the police were targeting him and his daughter. The way they were throwing tear gas, water cannon, canisters, to an extent of hitting and damaging his windscreen. In South Africa, police officers provided security to those who are protesting, including even giving ambulance for emergency for those who are participating in the demonstration. What we witnessed in Kenya, it was police brutality. In fact, I can say here, in South Africa, those who are demonstrating shut down the country. Nothing was moving. But in Kenya, it was police officers who shut down all business in this country. Look at that comparison. Then you tell me, really, does William Samoei Ruto understand the meaning of democracy and how our constitution has been able to protect this issue of freedom to picket, demonstrate, speak your mind, and of course, freedom to assemble? Now, just listen to this statement from Raila Odinga. I quote him: "This illegitimate regime has consistently shown animosity towards my daughter, Winnie, and today they wasted no time in attacking her vehicle. Such shameful conduct should not be tolerated, but we refuse to be intimidated. Ruto and his team should be ashamed of themselves." Another statement: "These people want to kill us. They have thrown a tear gas canister which damaged my windscreen. Coward will die many times before their death, but Azimio continues to reign." Another statement from the Azimio spokesperson, Makao Mutua. This is what he said: "We are now under direct attack by water cannon, trucks, and tear gas. Our windscreen has been badly damaged. A bullet has hit our vehicle in which Baba and I are riding." These are things that were happening here in Kenya. We have seen Winnie Odinga vehicle being damaged, and in the morning we saw her inspecting to see the level of damage of that vehicle. I shared the videos yesterday. You could see what was happening. How these guys were harassing Azimio with the water canister. Any stopover they made, police were there to disrupt, to tear gas people who were unarmed and peacefully walking, demonstrating, sending a message to the government. Just try to compare the two. So watch this video to see the situation, how it was happening in South Africa. Then from there, we are going to continue with this conversation.
Azizala liyemakayama kengayewo Azizala liyemakayama kengayewo.
This guy formed a union called NUM. NUM is for the mine workers. He has never been a mine worker. How do you form a union of mine workers when you have never been a mine worker? The guy was given money by the Oppenheimer family to form a union after there was a commission of inquiry.
Now we are continuing with the panel discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much, and again to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. And by the way, I want to thank all of you people who are trying to share our videos out. I have seen the links in many platforms. May good God keep on blessing you as you continue to share us out to reach more people. Now, the truth is that in South Africa, Malema is pushing for Cyril Ramaphosa to resign, aende nyumbani, which is not far away from what is in Kenya. Raila is saying Ruto must go. Cost of living, among many other things, including election theft. South Africa, they're talking about cost of living, incompetent president, and among other many things. How the black has been mishandled. Their priority has not been, taken care of. So it was all about those who are in power to go. But just, you have watched the other video now compared to the situation you have seen in Kenya. I'm not bringing the videos from Kenya because already you had watched, you are a Kenyan, or many of you who are following this channel, you have already watched those videos. But I was just trying to bring what was happening in South Africa. Then you do a comparison. You can see ambulance side by side working with those people who are demonstrating. I was able to see police officers in their uniform guarding those people who are demonstrating so that they can do it peacefully. In Kenya, Ruto gave an order to these police officers to block every road and stage manage on how they are going to deal with the demonstrators in terms of tear gassing them, throwing the water. Imagine wanamwagia watu maji na ukienda kule Turukana hakuna maji ya kukunywa. Kinaya. So, in a country where we have people who are dying of hunger, they don't have water. But then at the one side, we are seeing people who are just using water to disperse peaceful demonstrators in the country. It tells you that William Ruto is incompetent, and it shows how he's here to glorify impunity. He does not respect the law, and he don't respect Kenyan people to that extent. You cannot be a president who's tear-gassing people because they are demonstrating, kwa sababu people are not comfortable on how you are leading them. You should be answering their problem, not shutting them down forcefully. Ramaphosa has allowed people to demonstrate, to speak their mind, and present their petition. Ruto did not even allow anyone to present any petition. Instead, we are seeing him giving an order to police officers to target the leader in this country. Because tell me, to an extent of throwing tear gas on the windscreen of Raila Odinga's vehicle, on the side where he was sitting, what are you targeting? What are you targeting? So Raila is right. Even when Odinga was targeted, it means, and when Gachagua was saying that Raila aleta mtoto yake yule mdogo, yule last born, aika kwa maandamano mbele. So the target was Winnie Odinga to come, then they started targeting on how they will execute her. Ama ilikuwa namna gani? Or what are we learning from this? Of course, they have been talking like this, but Winnie Odinga has been there earlier in previous maandamanos, and even in a campaign, she's always there. And of course, she was going to be part of this, because definitely that is a politician in the making. So you can't be a politician who will sit at home and expect that things will work for you. No. She is a woman whose hands are on. Ako kwa ground. So the question is, what were you pushing for when you were saying that she should be in front leading the mass action? And yes, when she came, then the response was to target her. And I've seen her complaining about Kithure Kindiki tracing her communication. Sasa walikuwa namuita then to do what? That is Kenya for you. They look so organized. And someone was saying that Raila has failed in one way or another to organize the mass action in Kenya. The question is, really, just look on how even Raila himself was being blocked from that hotel. But you know, you cannot manage to intimidate him. They were blocking him. But it never worked. So police were already here to provoke Kenyans. But if there was no provocation, whatever you have witnessed in South Africa, it was going to be times 2 in Kenya. That love people have for Raila Odinga and what Raila Odinga is doing for Kenyans, they were going to come out in their numbers. They were going to send a serious message to this government. I wish Ruto should have allowed this to happen. And then, at the end of the day, blame Raila if there will be damages. We have seen police officers stopping businesses here. We have seen them damaging businesses. We have seen them looting, and then they put it on Azimio supporters. Hao watu wa Azimio wamepigwa, hata tumeona wanafunzi wa university wameuawa kule Maseno and elsewhere. Tumeona wakipiga mtu kwa kichwa na rungu, someone who is helpless in Kenya. In South Africa, they are protecting life. That's why we have even ambulance to take care of those who maybe by accident they might be injured. Sasa waweke kwa ambulance washughulikiwe. That's how civilized people do. So Ruto is telling us that he is an uncivilized leader. That is what this government is telling us. Are we in the right hands? Are we being led by right leaders? But again, you can suspect. He's a man who never supported the 2010 constitution. What do you expect him to do? And that's how he's reacting in this way. Kenya and South Africa, totally different. So Kenyans should continue to fight for their right until any dictator, anyone who has a dictatorship mind, if it happened by mistake or accident to come to power, he cannot have that privilege to exercise that kind of a behavior. We must say no. And they continue to say no until the message is heard loud and clear.